Hey everybody! Just thought I'd get in on this technology thing. We're going to be doing some stuff virtually now. Hey troop, this is my first video to you guys. Might do a couple more of these just for fun. It's a little bit more interactive. Keeps me on focus. So I've got some announcements for you. You've been seeing all the emails coming out regarding all the stuff that's happening with the pandemic and all that stuff going on. We're starting to see some movement happening with some of the merit badges, uh, counselors gathering together and finding out really cool ways to do stuff, rank requirements, stuff like that, doing that virtually as much as we can. We're all learning this at the same time, so I appreciate your patience, and we got some stuff coming that's going to be worked out pretty well. That has to do with our troop specifically. First thing, I just did my first virtual uh, Scoutmaster conference with Justin Bauer tonight for his first class, and that was successful. Was a great conference with him. So look for what we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of like we do with Eagle required or Eagle board reviews. Is we're going to be sending out emails for getting adults lined up to do a virtual board review for him. So look for the email coming up for that. We're trying to figure out how to do that best. I think what we're going to do is we're going to I'll send out an email. I'll get responses for 3 to 4 people, and then we'll just gather those people together and figure out what's the best way for them to do that, whether it's FaceTime, whether it's WebEx, or Zoom, or 8x8, or whatever platform you guys decide. Google Hangouts, I guess, is a popular one nowadays for doing this type of stuff too. So that's how we're going to be handling that. A couple announcements coming up. I got some notes here that I'm going to be reading off of Cue sheet. Flowers. A lot of questions about flowers. Good thing too, because that's coming up. Mr. Gams has actually contacted Gertens, and he has pulled some strings. And while keeping our delivery date the same, which is before Mother's Day, which is what we want, he worked really hard to get that date. He has gotten us some extra time to turn in those orders. So as of right now, the new due date for orders is now April 10th. April 10th is the date that we're going to be taking care of that. I'm working with Mr. Gams, and we're trying to figure out the best way to handle money transactions and all that stuff. So more news on that coming up after I talk to him about those logistics. His information will be coming out in an email that's linked in, well, this video is linked in the email. So that's in there. Hospitality has been canceled. We were supposed to be doing hospitality this coming weekend, so that's been canceled, obviously. So that's an easy one. Let's see, covered Justin Bauer's Scoutmaster Conference for first class, so he is now first class after he gets his board review. Haven't gotten a merit badge update from Mr. Behun yet, but I know there's been a lot of scouts contacting me about starting merit badges, which means in a little while there's going to be a huge influx of merit badges coming in. So that's fantastic. More about that coming up in a little bit in 2 more bullet points. So let's take care of a couple other things first. Tomahawk is still on. They're still doing Tomahawk. All the dates are staying the same right now. Our troop reservation is coming up, so we need to get a count of how many scouts are going to be coming to Tomahawk. We would like to know the adults as well. We don't need to know those just yet, but if you know you're going, go ahead and put your name on the list that we'll be sending out. But right now, we just need that committal for the scouts. Scouts, are you going to Tomahawk? Yes, fantastic. We don't need to know programs yet. That's going to be figured out this weekend, and we'll be getting you the lists of the scout programs to get signed up for first year all the way through all the older scout programs. So those are going to be coming due. So right now, all we need is to know if your scout is going. And I'm going to be sending out a Survey Monkey thing that you can fill out. So keep a lookout for that. We're going to be doing a lot of this virtually, so I really appreciate you guys responding to these things straight away, so we don't have to chase down people for these onesie twosie things. But if you can respond to those right away, that would be much appreciated. I know you guys got a lot of emails coming in now with school and work and all this stuff. I get it. So all of that is much appreciated. So we'll have more information about the older scout programs to sign up and merit badge sign-ups coming up. That's all in the works coming out. Me and Mr. Hughes are going to be sitting down this weekend and hammering all that stuff out and figuring out the best way to get that information, because it's all going to be done virtually. until we are told otherwise. So, one thing is if any of the older scouts are interested in the Apostle Islands sea kayaking older scout program, that's a pretty big one. That's like the mother of all older scout programs. If you want to be part of that, there is an extra fee for that. It is a longer program. Um, I can get you more information about that. So let me know. There are 8 spots still free in that as of this recording right now. That may change. But go ahead and get a hold of me directly, and I will get you the information. We'll talk about that and get you signed up. Let's see here. Elections. Elections are supposed to be coming up, right? And our Court of Honor. So I'm talking with a lot of people and trying to figure out how we're going to do this. Mr. Hughes is looking into how we're going to do the elections. If you guys have any ideas, let us know. We're totally open to any of the parents, any of the scouts. I'm trying to talk to the leadership team and find out how they want to do it. Do we push it back a little bit? Most of the requirements for leadership is only about 4 months, 4 to 6 months, so we can make some adjustments there as far as needed for those scouts that need to get that tenure in. So we're totally willing to work with people there. But if y'all have any ideas, go ahead and reach out and let me know. So elections are being figured out. Our Court of Honor is being figured out. The Court of Honor, we can always bump back a little bit because that's not as time sensitive. We want to get those awards out, so we might push that out a little bit, but we can still hand out. We can get those badges out to those that want them right away. So let us know what you think about that as well. Okay, merit badges. So that's going to be pretty much what the rest of this is about. I've been getting a ton of information from council, from district, from not much from national, but mostly from council and district. And Mr. Zienti, who is part of our Cub Scout pack, he actually works for the council, so he's been sending me a lot of information. And I hate flooding you guys with emails, so I'm really trying to condense this down into the easiest way to do this. And honestly, with that is to just reach out to me directly, right off the top. If all this stuff is confusing and you don't know where to reach, just reach out to me directly, and I'll figure out what merit badges you're trying to get to, and we'll figure out where those merit badge counselors are. In the email that this link was in, I am attaching the current troop merit badge list, and that includes all the merit badge counselors we have as of right now that I know. We just added Jenny Kramer for a couple of them. Added a couple other adults. So if you are a merit badge counselor and you don't see your name on that list, please get a hold of me or Eric Nebelung, and we will get your name on that list. And we're going to have a link. Eric's going to set up a link with Mr. Mel on our website so that we can have an active live one that is curated by the troop, because Scout Books doesn't update right away very quickly when new merit badge counselors get approved. And so that's always a little bit of a drag. I know I'm not listed on there anymore, even though I did apply. So we're going to try and curate our own. And then there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of merit badge counselors out there in Scout Books that are actively doing online, Google Classroom, WebEx, all those online merit badges with all the resources and everything. It's been a huge push. There's a great Facebook group that I'll drop the link in the email as well, where they are just gathering all sorts of merit badge counselors anytime you can find, and you can attend merit badge counseling sessions across the nation. You know, if there's a merit badge counselor that's in Florida that you want to take one of their classes for because you see it advertised, great, go ahead and do it. Mr. Bidlin is looking into Scout Books, and we're going to be opening up Scout Books, which transitions into my next bullet point, into utilizing Scout Books much more. And we kind of need to do that. We're being forced to do that a little bit for all the requirements. We still want to keep Scouts filling out their books, their rank requirements in their books, and highlight them that they're being done virtually, so that when the board review comes around, we can take care of that and know, okay, we'll just check in Scout Books, we'll make sure the two line up perfectly, and we'll get the sign-offs as we need to, because we really think that having that book is still a tangible thing for the Scout that we want to keep. It's a token of their history, more tangible than a printout or a website. So we really like to keep that book on the forefront, their main goal, but we are going to be using Scout books a lot more. And I'm working with Mr. Bidlin, who's kind of our in-house expert on Scout books, to figure out the best way to do that. So the Scouts can track their advancements, they can start merit badges, look for merit badge counselors, request a merit badge blue card through Scout books, and then get it approved by myself or Mr. Hughes. And then the Scout can go ahead and find their merit badge counselor and go for it. And so there's a lot of great information. I know I just sent out an email from Mr. Kane doing the physical fitness merit badge, which he runs in the spring usually. And I know Mr. Sullivan is looking for more Scouts to do the biking merit badge, which we're going to try and figure out if we can make that work. Doing the whole social distancing stuff and things too, because you can do those bike trips on your own or with your family. So I think there's a way to work most of the stuff. It's just going to look a little bit different than it has in the past. And we want to keep the troop interacting together as much as we can online. So if your patrols, talk to your patrol leaders. If your Scout is a patrol leader, have them reach out to their patrol. Just check in on them. What are they doing? Do they need anything? What are they going to work on? We'll all be working from home more in the future, and so I know with my Scouts, I'm going to be assigning them something that I got from Mr. Benassi, which is actually creating a scouting hour. It's a scouting class. It's like from here to here. Oh, you're done with your math? Now you can work on Scout stuff for a half an hour or an hour. Whatever you want. So make that part of their day, and it gives them something to do. And even sometimes you can get them outside. Go for a hike or something like that. So I will include the current merit badge counselors in our troop. I'm just going through my list here. It looks like I got everything there. So reach out to us if you have any questions. I'm on Facebook all the time, too much sometimes, but I'm there because there's a lot of information coming out on there from district and from council. I will try and keep the emails to a minimum. I can get a little punchy with that stuff, but there's so much information that I wish I could get out to you guys right away. I just want to make sure that I'm not being the bottleneck for anybody that's trying to do something. So yeah, thanks everybody. I appreciate the patience. I think we're going to pull through this pretty well, and whatever we can do for the Scouts to keep them on track, I'm willing to do. I'm willing to work for. And I know if there's any adults out there that have any ideas, take the reins and go ahead and do it. Just contact me. Figure out what you want to do. If you want to run merit badge, if you want to be a merit badge counselor, if you want to try and figure out some way to do rank advancements. You can camp out in your backyard. You can cook in your backyard. You can, there's still ways to get a lot of these requirements done. So if you have any questions, let me know. Reach out, and we'll find answers for you. Until then, thanks everybody.